The wind was biting that afternoon in downtown Atlanta, and most people hurried along the sidewalks with their heads down, clutching coffee cups and wrapped in thick coats. The world moved fast, indifferent and focused, and nobody paid attention to the frail woman who stood on the corner of Peachtree and Fifth Street, her silver hair tangled by the gusts and her eyes clouded with confusion. She wore a light jacket that didn't match the cold. Her purse dangled loosely from one shoulder, and her fingers trembled as she held a faded photograph of a house that no longer stood. People passed her by, some glanced, some winced, but none stopped. It was easier to look away, to assume she was just another lost soul in a city of millions. Until he saw her. Malik Johnson was 17, tall and lean, with dreadlocks that brushed his collar and sneakers worn from too many miles. He had just finished his shift bussing tables at the diner on 7th. His plan was to grab a sandwich, catch the bus, and get home before his little brother got back from school. But something made him stop. He saw the confusion in the woman's eyes, the way she clutched that photograph like it was the last piece of a puzzle she couldn't solve. Malik stepped closer. "Ma'am," he said gently, keeping his voice low. "Are you okay? Do you need help?" The woman blinked at him, startled. I'm looking for my house. This is it." She held up the photo. Her voice was fragile, uncertain. "But I don't know where it's gone." Malik took the photo and examined it. The picture was old, sun-bleached. He recognized the neighborhood. It had been bulldozed last year to make way for condos. That house was long gone. He looked back at the woman. "What's your name?" She paused. "Margaret. Margaret Delaney." "Well, Ms. Delaney, my name's Malik. I think your house might not be here anymore. But maybe I can help you get somewhere safe. Do you have family I can call?" Her lips trembled. I don't remember." Malik's gut twisted. She was clearly lost, and no one else had stopped. The street buzzed around them, uncaring. He offered his arm. "Come on. Let's get you warm first, all right?" He took her to the diner where he worked. His manager raised an eyebrow but said nothing. Malik sat her in a booth, got her hot tea, and wrapped his coat around her shoulders. Over the next few hours, he tried everything, Googling her name, calling shelters, even filing a missing persons report. No matches. No leads. The police said they'd come by soon. But night fell, and no one arrived. So he took her home. His mom, already juggling 2 jobs and parenting alone, gave him that look. But when she saw the old woman trembling, she nodded. "One night," she said. "Maybe 2. One night became 3. Then a week. Then a month." Margaret began to smile more. She helped Malik's little brother with his homework. She folded laundry with trembling hands and cooked simple meals from memory. She couldn't always remember names or dates, but her eyes softened, and her laugh, gentle and melodic, returned. Malik grew attached. She wasn't just a stranger anymore. She was family. One Sunday morning, a year after that cold afternoon, everything changed. Margaret had a stroke. The ambulance came quickly. At the hospital, they asked for identification, emergency contacts, insurance. Malik gave them what little they had. Hours passed. A doctor came into the waiting room, holding a tablet. "Are you the one who brought her in?" he asked. "Yes," Malik said, standing. "She's stable. And, we found something." Her fingerprints matched a record. Margaret Delaney isn't just anyone. She's the CEO of Delaney Holdings. Malik blinked. "What?" "She disappeared almost 2 years ago. No foul play, just, gone. Her estate hired investigators, but no one found her. Until now." The news spread fast. Reporters showed up. Lawyers called. A team of executives flew in. But Margaret wouldn't speak to anyone but Malik. When she woke up fully, she smiled at him and reached for his hand. "You found me," she whispered. "Yes, ma'am," Malik said, blinking away tears. In the weeks that followed, Margaret recovered. Her memory came back in pieces, like patches of sunlight through leaves. She insisted on seeing Malik every day. Then, one afternoon, she made an announcement. She was retiring. And she was leaving everything, her entire fortune, her company, her estate, to the boy who stopped on the sidewalk. Because, she said to the stunned crowd of reporters and lawyers, when I was invisible, when I was lost, Malik saw me. Not as a burden. Not as a problem. As a person. And he gave me back my dignity. Malik became the youngest board member in the history of the company. But he didn't forget where he came from. He set up foundations for the homeless, for Alzheimer's research, for youth employment. He rebuilt the diner into a community center. He started scholarships in Margaret's name. And Margaret? She moved in with them. Not because she had to, but because she wanted to. Years later, when people asked Malik what drove him to stop that day, he'd shrug. She looked like someone's grandma, he'd say. Like she mattered. Because she did. Because everyone does. And sometimes, the smallest act of kindness becomes the most powerful legacy of all.